Daily Cribbage episode 21, starting off with a game with Mike. Let's see what happens. We are not dealer today, and we have to give the dealer 7-8. Oh really? We can't give them ace-2, can we? It's too many points. 2-3-3 turns into a lot of points, so it's hard to give them ace-2 there. Let's go up to 13, because if they have a 2 here, we will we'll play the ace. And here, I'm going to assume they have some 5s? No? Okay. They just had a lot of jacks. A jack of all trades. And a few points in the crib. And here, we do have a flush in hand. It's worth considering because it's 4 points, 6 points in hand, 2 points in the crib. That's just not more than 12 points from this double run, and an ace really helps us out here. So we'll go up to 18 here, because if they want to play the 5, we can make 31. And we're going to play the 8 again, because maybe I could have played that better. Well, I don't think there was a way to give away fewer points there. I think they were always either pairing our 6 or doing something. Was there a way to play around that in the previous round? I don't think so, because there wasn't too much to do there. Here we go 4-7 over 3-7 because of throwing away 5s, and also because the 4-7 blocks itself from points. And we'll lead a jack here, why not? If they pair it, then we can triple, and we hold open the option for this 15. Do we really want to do that? Yes, because we really want to just scrape by a few more points to get to 40. I think that maybe we should consider our opponent's position a bit more than that. We got quite lucky there that they didn't really score very much. We're still in an excellent position as we look down at all of these distinct numbers. So my gut reaction is to just throw away 6-8. There is also 2 jack that we could throw, keeping the ace 6-8 and keeping the option open for 5s. But 5s are always good for us, no matter what you do. 5s are your friend. So we'll do this. We could play 2 here. We could play the jack. In this case, I'll go jack. Okay. Alright, so we expect some 3s here, and okay, now I expect some 6s and 3s. Okay, they didn't want to go for the they didn't want to go for the 3 on top of our 4, and who can blame them? Oh, and that's nice in the crib. Yes, they filled in our 6-8. Takes us up to 57. Okay. Opponent's still struggling a little bit. They haven't got past 44. And we see a nice long run. I think it's a little bit better than... So the thing about long runs is they allow you to hit double runs more often. Just like this. So instead of throwing away, say, 2-8, we're able to get a little bit more out of this. And hopefully our opponent has to go again. Nope. Alright, we'll go 8, and we get the last card. Nice. Yeah, it seems like our opponent's struggling quite a bit here for points. And we have raced off ahead to the next milestone, 72 plays 49. So at this point, it's all about just playing as accurately as we can and trying to put as much pressure as we can on our opponents. So I'm just going to go up to 15 here. We could think about doubling the queen, but that's the thing. They often have the last queen, even though it's not very likely. So I always find it fun to see. I always find it funny when you see all four of the same rank appear on the play. I always think to myself, that's never possible, but it happens quite a lot. Here we've got the old 5 with lots of 10s, and here come more 10s. We could play the 5 as well. I think that's something that I haven't been doing so much, is I haven't been leading 5s as often, and it's actually quite good to do so. And just like that, we avoid the 5 trap. If you don't lead your 5 right at the beginning, with a 5 with lots of 10s hand, you should think about how you're going to offload your 5 at some point later. Here we get rid of the 5 from our hand. It's going to hopefully score more points in the crib. We take it up to 9 points. We don't mind getting paired here, because paired for 15, sorry. So if our opponent goes 6, it's okay. We'll take it up to 20, because our opponent is going to... they have more 3s than 2s, because they led a 3. So that's all fine. We've made it to 96. Our opponent hasn't quite got there yet. We have a commanding lead, and we'll see what happens next. I think that the computer didn't like my ace 4 throwaway, because maybe I should be keeping the ace, and it would say throwaway 4-10 or something like that. But I would... yes, I guess we'll have a look at that afterwards. We'll have a look to see if that could be improved. 4-7-3. Have a lot of 8s, I guess. Queen, 4-7. Okay. 4 points for our opponent. And are they catching up in the crib? They are. Okay. Still hard to see how they're going to catch up properly, but we've got 8 points in hand, so we're not quite there yet. We'll go 7. If they go 27, we'll play this 2. And if our opponent doesn't go 5 here, we have a good chance to trap a 5. But it looks like they have triple king jack for 6 points. And do we make it? Almost. We need 1 more point. Now, how should we make this 1 point? Well, I like keeping the 7 in our hand for playability. And what should we do about this? It's hard to say. It's such a complicated situation that I have no idea. But we get there. Overall, we got... we lost out a few points on the play. Got some really big hands and pretty similar cribs. So let's jump back to that hand that we just saw there. And I wanted to jump back to, because afterwards I believe the computer feedback said that we didn't throw away the best thing. We threw away ace 4 here, which I kind of stand by. I think ace 4 is a very good thing to throw away. We keep together the 6-6-7. We do give up 2 points straight away, so if we were to throw away 6-6 instead, then we keep the ace 4-10 in our hand. But I can't see why that would be... throwing away 6-6 would be better. Now, there is one more throwaway that we should consider here, and it's the sort of loose connection of 4 and 6. So if we have 4, 6, 6, 7 in our hand and we throw away ace 10, then the reason why this is good is because whenever we hit a 5, we go from a 2-point hand up to a 14-point hand, which is crazy. So that's the thing that averages are going to do to you in this situation. When you think about averages, it's really going to skew you into thinking that, 4, 6, 6, 7 is somehow really strong. Whereas the reason why it's strong is because you're gaining 12 points whenever you hit a 5, and you hit a 5 like 4 in 46 times. So like 10% of the time you're getting 12 points. So it's saying, well, 4 in 46 is around 1 in 12. So if in 1 in 12 times you're getting 12 points, then that means that 4, 6, 6, 7 should be like an extra point better than other discards, which is not necessarily the case, considering that you don't hit 5s very often. And if you don't hit a 5, well, okay, you could hit an 8. That would get you 10 points, which is a very good hand as well. But you can hit 8s if you throw away ace 4. And the other thing is that when we hit a 5, our crib is going to be pretty good anyway. We're not too worried about making 5s do more for us. That's the motto that I want to go with here, because we are the dealer. 5s really benefit us just because our opponent gives us 10 so often. Let's see if Liam Brown's solver discards analyzer says anything different about this particular hand. Okay, and here we are, and it's just as you might think. Ace 4 does exceptionally well in the crib. 6-6 doesn't really do well. 6-6 does better in the crib somehow. This is interesting. But why is that? Why does 6-6 do better in the crib than ace 4? It's because it's just worth 2 points straight away. If you subtract how much 6-6 is worth right now, 2 points, you get 3.61 for the amount of points you expect 6-6 to improve by. Whereas ace 4, it's not worth any points on its own, so it's improving by a whole 5.45 in the crib, which is doing a lot of work for us. And if we throw away 6-6, then we're left with ace 4, 7, 10. That's worth 2 points in hand, and it improves by about 2.22. Our ace 4 discard leaves 6-6, 7 in our hand, and that's going to improve. That's worth 2 points, and it's going to, on average, improve by 2.7 points. But that's the thing that's different. It's the standard deviation. It's a hand with 6-6, 7 left in it is going to, when it improves because of a 5 or an 8 and hitting the double run, it's going to be worth huge points. So that's why you see the huge standard deviation for ace 4 compared to 6-6. Conversely, the 6-6 has the same effect in the crib, because the reason why 6-6 improves in the crib is because it hits a 9. By throwing away 6-6 into the crib, you are effectively fishing for 9s, and that's a fine thing to do sometimes, but often you don't hit that. So it has a slightly higher standard deviation over the ace 4. So comparing these two, the ace 4 in the crib pushes, we have a slightly lower median here. We've got, most of the time we're getting 4 points, whereas 6-6, 2 and 4 are fairly common, but whenever you hit those 9s in some way, so of course you can hit a 9 card directly, or you can hit 2 cards that add to 9, like a 2-7 or or I don't know, ace 8. The 4s though, the ace 4, it makes a lot of points in the crib. The 4 points is from hitting two 10s of some kind. If your opponent throws away 10 king or a 10 and a 10 comes up on top. So yeah, that's how everything looks. The nice thing about keeping the 667 in hand is we have this little notch in our hand distribution. We just have this ability to go up to 10 points, and that can be just a nice thing to have. We were in a very good position throughout that game, so we didn't really mind too much. Having these kinds of big spikes is nice, because in the long run you're going to hit one now and again and achieve your average. If we were behind, then we would have to lean into these kinds of things a lot more. Maybe we would have to throw away 4-10 because, well, that's sort of leaning into the idea that we're going to make our double run with an 8. So if you assume that the top card is going to be an 8, then you know that you should keep ace 667, because the ace, the 6s, and the 8 combo really nicely to make you tons of points here. That's why you see this big extra spike at 14 points whenever you throw away 4-10. And what about ace 10? Yeah, ace 10 also has this ability if you end up hitting a 5 on top. If you hit a 5, then you have the ability to go up to 14 points. So I'm curious. I assume that the Cribbage JD was saying that ace 4 wasn't the best play and it probably was 6-6. I'm guessing that actually ace 10 or 4-10, which were the things that I was thinking about that it was going to rate highly, probably aren't the things that it was rating highly, and it was just keeping 6-6 for more points. Okay, so I think that gave us a nice little dive into some of the strategies, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.